Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's just go for it. Forgot about this screen. Let's just go for it. Close. But yeah, the tether mechanic is how you get stuff like this, also. You do the jump, but then you also have the tether to do an extra jump to get the heart and get back up. But that jump is still a little tight. Almost. There we go. This one I expect to be pretty tough, actually. I suspect there's supposed to be some kind of pixel alignment thing on this level, but I'm not sure what to align on. If I want to align on the wall at the start, or if I specifically want to not do that. I don't remember what I did before. I do want to. Okay, good to know. I had it. By the way, I didn't ask, but how are you doing, Bagel? I hope you're well. Oh! Oh! That was so fast! Oh my god! Oh my god, I keep hitting the wrong jump button. There we go. Almost. Almost, he says. No, it's not going to be any easier. There we go. Okay, now this one may be tough. That is the right pixel, so I don't want to wall align. This, I think, was the first heart that I got in my first playthrough. Because this was the only one where I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I know how I'll be able to do this. You just play good. And that was even before I figured out the tether mechanic, which should make this way easier. Simplify the drop down a lot. Yeah. And then there's the rest of the level, which is still hard, but... Hold on, actually. Yeah, okay. Even forgetting about the tether completely. There it is. Oh, there it almost is. There it should have been. Oh my. Exactly. There's kind of a joke phrase in the N community, because one of the devs, Reagan, really likes putting choke points at the end of levels. If you're ever playing an N++ level, and there's some, like, really stupidly hard thing right at the end after you've done all, you know, a tedious long level, Reagan loves that. And we call those Reagan jumps. I should be sitting with better posture. Hold on. I gotta stretch my back. Gotta stop hunching forward like this. There we go. Perfect. Oh my goodness. I know you can do that, I guess that just requires a tighter jump than I thought it did. I'll just use my tether right here, I guess. Oh, wait, I can jump right to the end of the level from there. Aha. Cheating. This one I expect to take a little bit. This heart is not easy. But I don't know. I've gotten further than I expected to in this amount of time, so maybe it won't be as bad as I was worried. How do I get that key? No clue. I figured out everything in the game except that key, and there's a locked door that it looks like that key is associated with. But one of the devs basically told me that, as far as she's concerned, I got 100%. She doesn't consider this to be part of 100%. I hope to figure it out eventually, because, yeah, I really have no idea. Maybe? It's possible. There's also a page in the menu of, like, hints and spoilers, and nothing in that references the key or the door. Everything in the spoiler section is stuff that I figured out on my own. Yeah, I was thinking the alternative is, you know, you're supposed to open the game with Cheat Engine and move yourself to the key, and then move yourself to the door. But I suspect that's not the intended solution. Close. Should I be doing a small jump with that one? With that arrow, Maybe. Maybe. No, that might be too low. I guess I'll try it next time I get there. Rats. I just want to test a jump, that's all I'm trying to do. Ah, gosh. I'm not sure about that. I think I might want a regular jump, but just a very small regular jump. But the one frame might be a little bit too low. A little bit too low for my liking. Gosh, I can feel that I'm slowly leaning forward again. Gotta stop that. I also kind of want to figure out a better angle for my webcam. I don't like the way it looks up at me like it is right now. Gotta figure out something better with that. Almost. Pop very easily, don't they? They just get too excited and explode into some kitteny goodness. Arrow is tough to jump on. Goodness. For what it's worth, I do not expect to finish this run tonight. This is not the only hard level in this run. Gosh, that was really high. Maybe... maybe the low jump is right, and I need to just roll with it more, don't hold back. Roll with it, come on. Don't do exactly that. There we go. Okay. Yes, so the low jump does totally work there. That is a good solution. Let's go to ending 2 now. Close. I don't think of this level as traditionally difficult. So I'm hoping eventually I'll just be able to get into a flow with it and won't have an issue. Okay. That's the heart. Now get to the door. Rats. Good. No! Ah, immediately. Ooh. Hey, let's go. Okay, okay, I remember this level being pretty tough. Thank you for the GG on that heart. I'm actually very surprised at how quickly some of these hearts are going. A lot of the hearts that I'm getting in just a few minutes now took me, like, an hour the first time. Ah. Maybe not an hour, maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes. There we go. Okay, and then this level is gonna be a surprisingly extremely difficult one, because the only way I know of to beat it, you see Sylvie here pops you when you touch her. And the only way I know of to beat it is that you can, like, just barely squeeze in this hole. Like that. And then you need to jump out. You need to jump out and around. I really wish there was another solution here. But if there is, I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I think jump up and try to tap in as you're falling might be the way to go. Oh! Yes, that is the way to go, and I did it so fast again. I'm so surprised at how that's going. I am extremely surprised by how well this is going. What level do I even want to go to next? Is it 6 again? I guess it's 6 again? And go to the second exit here? Is that ending 4? I don't remember anymore. I cannot keep the level order straight. Doesn't matter, I don't have to do the endings in order. Oh my goodness. This one's pretty tight. You need to do a full jump off of the top arrow, keep the tether, do a full jump off of the arrow just to the right, and basically jump over the spikes, and then use your tether jump. It's a tough one, for sure. Nope. Chloe! Thank you for the good luck. I hope you're well. Rats. Ah. Come on. Oh, not quite, not quite. I forget if you can actually properly jump over the spikes. Or if I'm just gonna be getting most of the way over them and then doing my tether jump. I suppose you can make that jump in winter, so... Yeah, no, surely you wouldn't have to get all the way over the spikes. That wouldn't make sense. Oops. I do remember this one being hard, and yeah, it's living up to it. Gosh. How did you get in trouble, Muzz? What happened? Tell me about it. Did you get in trouble with the state of China? 'Cause they'll get real mad at you if you're good at geography. No! Ah! Jumped too soon. I think that was basically it. I just had to jump later. That's an island near the Tropic of Cancer. You said Cuba. I see. I see. So close, so close. I like to think that the cats are fine, and that they enjoy exploding into a bunch of hearts. That's the premise I'm working under to make this game okay. I suspect if I'm not already there, I'm at least coming up to the point that this is the hardest thing I've done in the run so far. The level 19 heart certainly took me a bit, but I've been here for a little while now. Oh my god. The one and only Praise Big Dog? How's it going, PBD? What were you up to? Were you doing some Mega Man, some Dave the Diver? Just a pure linguistics stream where you just say facts about linguistics with, like, an air of authority while Debian off to the side just, like, sets his head on fire. Your second ever full Mega Man X run. Nice! Very nice. Yo, Zingo, Arugula, what's up, what's up? How did it go? How do you feel about the game? Optimality theory was replaced with pessimality theory, where you point at the worst phonetic option? I did not know that. PB by almost 5 minutes, which was rad, but the internet died for the last 4 minutes of the run. Oh no. That is unfortunate. Were you local recording at least? If that is an option for you, because I know that's not an option for everybody. You have to PB again soon? You will. I'm sure you will. Storage issues, fair. That's like the one pass I will give people. If their computer literally can't handle it, for storage or performance reasons, fine, don't local record. Otherwise, you have no excuse. Yeah. It does take a lot of space. Oh, so close. I suspect if I didn't bump the ceiling, I might have been fine. Delete and move so many files, and you delete all your VODs after uploading PB. I ended up buying, like, a 4 terabyte hard drive a year or two ago just to store old VODs that I care about keeping. I don't care about a lot of my VODs, but there are some that I do. I do want to keep, like, every run of some category or something. Yeah, this game is really cool. I beat it last night. It's a puzzle game where a bunch of the puzzle comes down to hidden mechanics that it doesn't tell you about. So, like, all of these sort of tether things I'm making with the second jumps I'm doing, that's entirely a hidden mechanic. You don't know about that at the start of the game. You can do it the whole time if you know about it, but you just don't. And I beat it without getting any help or any tips or anything. So I was feeling really good about that. And on top of that, it is just an extremely hard platformer. So I thought it would be fun to speedrun. And I'm right so far, I'm having a lot of fun. And I know I've been stuck on this level for like 10 minutes, but even so, I'm moving through it faster than I thought. This jump I'm stuck on is one of the hardest single jumps in the game. To be fair. Oh my god. I said earlier if I hadn't bumped the ceiling, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I can get away with not bumping the ceiling. That ceiling is just too low. I could, if I wanted, go to a different part of the game and come back to this. But I don't think that's going to make it any easier. Because this game does have branching paths, and there are other branches I can work on. And sometimes it can help to, you know, go do something else for a bit, kind of reset your brain. But I don't think I'm at the point where that would be beneficial yet. really surprised that one killed me. I felt pretty good about my positioning there. I can't believe this level is harder than the hard on 19. There we go. Let's go. Okay, we're out of there. We're out of there. Next level. Oh! Okay, okay. Close. The tricky thing with this level is that arrow that I've only gotten to a couple of times, this one. You want to both tether on it and jump off of it, and the window to do that is very small. It's really tough to both get that tether and do a jump. Ah! Very close, very close. Thought I tethered on that, dang. Extremely close, though. There we go. Good. Oh, what was my route for this one? I think I went over to the other side. Found this way easier. And then it's just like, go now? No, go before then. Go after the first spindle. Yeah, that's it. Like that, and then... Can't quite make that. Okay, okay. Right. A little longer on that. No? Cool. And then I'm actually not going to do this. What level was it? 14? 15? 16. There we go. I'm not going to do this because the second exit here just takes you further into that level. So I might as well do the easier one. And I don't remember the timing here, but I don't remember it being too bad also. I don't remember any of this level being too bad once I started figuring it out. Oh, you know what? That was it. There we go. Okay, okay. Almost. Almost. If I say almost enough times, that'll make it true, and then I'll win. Oh! Oh! Let's go. 3 endings down. 3 out of 5. Goodness. Getting to the limit. I love all these names. I haven't paid enough attention to the names in this game. Where's the next level I want to go to? Is it... It's this one. Never mind. Yeah. Oh, come on. That's very unfortunate. Oh my god. I need to get to the top right blue door. That's what I'm aiming for. There we go. No! 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 What? Stop falling! Well, that was almost it. Dude, what is this orbit? There we go. Oh, that's not right. Oh my god. I thought I had it, and then I just stopped thinking. There we go. Oh god, this heart. Okay. This is the next one that I fully expect to take a while. Because not only do I need to, you know, get to the heart, which it is in a single tile little stall, I also need to be aligning myself on a wall at the start of the level. Otherwise my pixels won't line up over there. And it becomes impossible to collect. Hopefully I'll just get lucky one of these tries. Oh my goodness. Close. We're close. At least this soundtrack is fantastic. Almost just one pixel off. A single frame of movement. Nope. Just like that. Just like that, we're out of there. Easy. It's not easy. That was really hard. I need to figure out what to do about this level. I guess it's just that. That's fine. The heart on this level is really funny, by the way. There it is. It's coming. Yeah, it's gotta be something like that as the movement. Yeah, that's gonna be the movement. Beautiful. And I just need to do that while holding the heart. I never did time this. How long does it take for this heart to be reachable? Is it like a full minute? That's so funny. There we go. Not quite. Almost, almost. That's not gonna be it. Nope. Crud. No, that's not right. Gosh, I'm overthinking it now. There it is. Okay, okay, good. Got that on the first try. What level do I go back to? Is it 12? This is ending 4. Yep. 13. This is the one. That's what I want. Oops, I didn't mean to jump off of that. Close. Very nice. Okay, okay. Good. Beautiful. Oh my god. Oh, we're so close to the end. We are so close. Do I want to cheat? I noticed a glitch before this. If I exit to the main menu and say resume fall, it spawns me back at the last door I went through. Which I imagine is faster than playing the start of this level again. I mean, speedruns have... Oh, that doesn't! Oh, interesting! That one didn't send me back. Game patched as I was playing it. Wouldn't put it past Sylvie. That's horrible.
I can do, nothing I can feel, nothing in this world will ever compare. Nothing I can see, nothing left of me, nothing but an emptiness I can't bear, calling out for you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just that door. Oh my god. Yeah, it seems to just be the one door. That's so interesting. Which is still fine because this jump is really hard, but... Yeah, it's interesting to know that once I'm here, I'm here. Right, I didn't... Doesn't matter if I do it that late. I gotta get out of the habit of just trying that. I mean, also realistically, this is not a long level. No. No, it's definitely worth resetting there. Okay, last boss, last boss. And this is the hardest part of the game. This took me longer than any other, so... I fully expect this to just take a while. Basically, if any of the projectiles hit me, I lose a little bit of health. But if I ever hit the spikes, it resets the fight. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, okay. Heck. No! Ah. That key, where earlier I said I had no idea what it was for, I have a couple of theories, and one of them is, I wonder if something happens if you can beat this boss without taking damage. I'd be surprised, because this is insanely hard, and that feels like a lot for even a Sylvie game to ask of you. Oh, I should have been on the left side. Oh, don't! Ah! Rats. If every phase was consistent, beat it without taking damage, sure, I could buy that. But the fact that these stars fall randomly makes me think, no, that is too hard of a thing to be asked. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I have not known Sylvie games for very long. Okay, 1 damage, that's okay. I can manage with that. Oh, that's not. Okay. No. Okay, 2 damage, that's not bad. For what it's worth, it's just the raining stars at the start. That's the only random part. Everything else, I think everything else in this fight is basically consistent in every way that matters. Like the stars that turn into daggers and fly at you. Oh, you know what? No, the last phase isn't consistent. I forgot about that. Or maybe it is, and it's just too hard to follow. That is also possible. Heck. But yeah, this, I think this is random, but like, they do go at you, so it's random, but you can deal with it. Heck. Oh, I didn't want to be here. Oh my god. Nope. Okay. Oh, come on. Rats. I could not get out of there. It is amazing what just a better mood can do to feelings about a game. When I was playing this boss for the first time last night, I was so frustrated. It was the most frustrated I had been playing this game, and it was pretty much entirely just because I was in kind of a bad mood. Whereas now, the boss is just as hard, and I arguably have even more on the line, because this is a speedrun instead of, you know, just playing the game the first time. And I'm having a way better time. I still don't love this kind of boss, just this kind of level in a game, I guess. It's a reason, one of many, that I don't play many I Wanna Be the Guy fan games. I say many, that I don't play any I Wanna Be the Guy fan games. Because a lot of them have this kind of thing, and I'm not a fan. Why did I jump there? There was no reason. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Die on what should theoretically be the easy part, where there is no randomness at all. Nope, that's not it. That's where I want to jump. Okay, last phase. Last and hardest phase. Rip. That's progress, though. We got really far pretty fast. Heck. Cool. I'm dead. I can't do anything. Oh no, I'm not dead. I have a chance. Let's go. I have one chance. It sure would be neat if it turns out that that last phase is totally deterministic. But I'd really like to not take damage on the first phase, if possible. At least not immediately in the first phase. Honestly, it's silly of me to be resetting that fast. Like, I don't know what the second phase is gonna bring. One hit realistically does not make much of a difference given what this phase can do. You know... Oh, no. I was gonna say, you know where the daggers... Oh, never mind, now they're going there. I was gonna say they never seem to go under her platform, but... Let's go! Let's go! That's the game! We did it! 1/20/22, final time. That feels really good. I really did not expect to beat this that fast. I wasn't expecting to beat this stream at all. That feels good. That feels really good. And like 20 minutes of that was one level. And then another 20 minutes was the boss. I don't think it was about quite 20 minutes, but it was close to 20 minutes on the boss. So yeah, sub 30 soon? Do I have another one in me? I think I do. Also, I'm just gonna turn up the music and mute myself while I get some...
Soft kitten ingredients delivered with expedience. On the count of 3, won't you meow with me till the twilight cracks in 2? Soft kitten magnificence, regretting my omnipotence. On the count of 3, won't you meow with me till the sky's no longer blue? I'm a soft kitten experience. I'm a soft kitten experience. I'm a soft kitten experience, and I'll pierce your heart right through. I'm a soft kitten experience, and it's time that I got serious. I'm a soft kitten experience, and I'm fluffier than you.